This is your marketplace. Busted.
How can I help you?
Who you gonna call? The fix is in.
I pull socks out of washing machines all the time.
Who passes? Who fails? We have as many cameras as possible.
It's actually $300 to do the work and not $280.
She paid just under $700.
Wow.
And what's at the end of this trail?
It doesn't look like there's any appliance company in here.
Fake listings, high bills.
We've got some serious questions. There's no need for that.
Will Google shut this down? Testing appliance repairs starts now. We're on a stakeout in Waterloo, Ontario. And you're about to watch a ripoff in real time. This guy is here to fix a washer-dryer that does not need fixing.
Hi.
Hi, how's it going?
Good, how are you? Come on in.
Thanks for asking.
Homeowner Lisa Stocky knows she's being had, but we ask her to play along.
Have you started using it?
Yeah, I've used it. I've done half a dozen loads of laundry.
This technician was here a week ago to repair a drainage issue,
It's been fine so far.
which he seems to have fixed. And Lisa's been doing laundry just fine. But now he's back with a whole new pump he says is absolutely necessary.
Yeah, I did a load of laundry this morning and it was okay too, but
That's good.
so do you think like that there's a chance my pump could like
Why?
or could last?
What, this one, new one, or the old one?
The old like
The old one, you did half a dozen of load, but usually in a couple of loads or 3-4 loads max, it dies once it
Okay.
gets heating up.
okay.
How do we know Lisa doesn't really need a new pump? Because just a few hours before, we asked this other technician to look at it.
And I'm gonna go in.
Dennis Gallen is certified by LG, the company that manufactures this machine.
You can actually see the pump from here.
He makes sure there's good power to the pump, and he confirms the pump itself is working normally. In your professional opinion, does it require any new parts?
I've done an in-depth test and it's working fine. It does not need any parts at all.
But Lisa was told that she needs a new pump.
I verified it 3 times that the pump is fine and is working as per manufacturer specs.
Now, just a few hours later, our hidden cameras are capturing a different story.
But the pump in these state usually doesn't go over 4 or 5 loads.
Yeah, so maybe I was lucky.
Yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
Lisa's washer-dryer is just over a year old and just out of warranty, so these repairs are costing nearly $700. The technician is from a company called the Appliance Repair Team that used to be called Appliance Repair Guys and Appliance Repair Man. Whatever the name, the story's the same. A trail of bad repairs and bad reviews, hundreds of them, and hundreds of complaints to the Better Business Bureau about shoddy workmanship and bait and switch pricing. But the company pays Google big bucks, and their ad usually comes first when you search for appliance repair. That's how Lisa finds them when her machine stops draining properly. She's told it'll be $90 to send someone out.
So when the repairman shows up, what does he say at first?
He just went back and started looking at my machine and told me that there was a problem with the motherboard.
He assures her that's the problem, but then
He called me in a little while later and told me that my drain pump was heating up, and that was an indicator. He said he guaranteed that within 4 or 5 loads of laundry, my drain pump would die.
Lisa reluctantly agrees to pay the $700, including $325 for the new pump. But since that first visit, she has a revealing chat with a nearby friend.
She said to me, "Oh, we just got taken advantage of with our washing machine a couple weeks ago." And so I asked her what the company name was, and she said it was the Appliance Repair Team, and then my stomach just dropped. So
Lisa does some research and discovers all the bad reviews for the appliance repair team, and she figures out something else. See that new pump he's installing? The one he's charging $325 for? As these websites show, any consumer can buy it themselves for less than $80.
Have a good rest of the day.
You too, thank you.
With the repair complete, one leaves and our first technician, Dennis, returns.
So the repair guy has finished the work and left, and this is apparently the old part that he gave Lisa.
So I can take my meter now. There'll be nothing wrong with this pump.
What are you looking for right now?
We're looking for ohms, between 10 and 20 ohms on the pump, and that's another verification if the pump has got continuity through it. So I'm going to touch one lead, this and the other lead over to here,
Okay.
and I got 14.1. That's what I tested the last time. So now I confirm this pump is good.
It's a working pump.
It's a working pump. This pump is good, as I said. It's got tension on it. The impeller is not broken. I verified this the last time, and we put it through a test mode, and at that point in time, it drained, no problem.
So there was no need to replace this pump.
There's no need to replace this pump. That's correct.
So in total, she paid just under $700.
Wow, that's something to be concerned about. Absolutely.
And there are other companies causing concern. So we're setting up a test house to see what we uncover.
Perfect.
Hidden cameras will capture any questionable tactics. And one of our producers is posing as the homeowner. You'll see for yourself if the fix is in when it comes to getting decent repairs for a decent price.
Hey, Steve.
Hello.
Steve Brannon is joining us. He's run his own repair company for more than 30 years and has agreed to help with our test. Together, we'll be upstairs, keeping an eye on what unfolds in the laundry room.
Okay.
But first, Steve heads down to set things up.
So what are you going to do to the machine?
All we have to do is block the drain system ahead of the pump with a sock. I pull socks out of washing machines all the time.
That's a common problem.
The most common problem that I run into on washing machines, be it top loading, front loading, old, new. That's where socks go. Everybody wants to know, where are my socks?
That's where they end
They're
up.
in the washing machine.
Got it,
So
okay.
we'll just block the drain system. It's not going to damage anything.
So a decent repair guy should be able to fix the problem that you're going to cause right now.
Absolutely, yeah. Very quickly.
That's right. This is the money shot.
With the sock and everything else in place, we're ready to make the first call. We decide to let Google point the way.
I Google appliance repairs.
Yeah.
The first thing that comes up is an ad for appliance repair team.
Right at the top.
Right at the top.
Appliance Repair Team is the same company from our stakeout in Waterloo.
Thank you for calling Appliance Repair Team.
We get an appointment for just a few hours later, and we're told it will be $80 for the service call, but no guesses on the actual repair.
Okay, do you have any kind of estimate of how much you think it would cost for this kind
I do not.
Our expert Steve says any decent company should at least try to get a sense of the problem before they show up.
What I do is I ask the questions and I tell people what I charge ahead of time. So before I go out, I make sure that people understand what my minimum is going to be, what my maximum should be.
From all we've heard about Appliance Repair Team, our problem today is going to cost at least $300 with tax, no matter what.
Hi.
I'm Swades.
And sure enough,
There's the culprit.
There's my culprit, yeah.
Kenmore Samsung.
just 90 seconds after the repairman sees our machine,
I want to go through the computer, which is the brain. I want to go through the draining system and all the hoses, traps, and filters within the machine so I can figure out what the problem is, what's causing it, and how to solve it. We as a company charge $280 to do that work. That waives the $80 for coming out. That includes all the work we have to do except for parts. If I can fix it without parts, I promise you I will.
He doesn't even know what's wrong with it, but the $80 service fee has already jumped to $280, and he wants a signature to seal the deal.
So you think it's going to be about $280?
$280 minimum, but if it does require a part, it might be a little more.
Once he really gets his hands on the washer, there's nothing to it. He finds the sock and the problem in just 2.5 minutes.
Okay. You got it.
He runs a test cycle to show that everything's working. And after a total of just 17 minutes, the repair is complete. Back upstairs, we settle the bill, but question the math.
So the $80 service fee, like you said, is like
It's included in this price.
it's included in the price. Okay.
They will never let us come to a house for free. So when you agree to the 280, so technically it's 200 to do the work on the machine, 80 come to your house. This is what it works out to.
Okay.
But they will never tell
But they didn't tell me that.
Because if they tell you it's 280, nobody's gonna come. Nobody's gonna say, okay, come ahead,
Okay.
right?
Do you get people who are frustrated when they call and get 80? They're told 80 and then...
No, not people, everybody. Unless you've used our company before, everybody's angry when they find out it's actually $300 to do the work and not $80 to do the work.
Their own repairman admits it's a questionable tactic. The appliance repair team refuses our request for an interview. Instead, they send a long letter defending their practices. Their $80 service fee is to cover the technician's cost for showing up, not to diagnose any problem. That only happens if you pay $280 first, which is supposed to include all labor costs. Labor, though, is also mentioned when they explain why they charge 4 times what others charge for parts, like they did in Waterloo. As for their technician replacing a part that's not needed, they say it's not a practice that we accept. Round 2.
I thought it was a little fishy.
Why you can't always trust Google.
I don't know who they are.
Hidden cameras, fake listings, bogus names. And the men behind the maps. This is your marketplace. It's another day at our test house. And once again, our washing machine is not draining properly. That's because our expert, Steve Brannon, has stuck a sock in it. To see what kind of service we get when we call in different repair companies. Today, though, we're not sure exactly which company is showing up. But don't blame us. A few days back, we decide we'll get 2 different estimates for our washer.
Service, Owen speaking. How can I help you?
And we set up appointments with 2 different companies, both of them local, Upper Beaches Appliance Repair
Monday afternoon would be great, yeah.
and Leslieville Appliance Repair.
I wanted to get an estimate of what it would cost to fix my washing machine.
We booked them for next Monday and Wednesday to see who has the best price.
As a consumer, why shouldn't I call 2 different companies?
And get 2 different estimates from 2 different companies.
But on Sunday, we get a call back.
What did you say? Sorry?
From a company called Omega Appliance Repair.
I can cancel the appointment on July 29, right?
Who says we've booked 2 appointments with them and need to cancel 1.
I booked for Upper Beaches and I booked for Leslieville.
The main company is Omega Appliance.
But I didn't call Omega Appliance. I thought I was calling 2 different companies.
It's 2 different technicians, but it's the same company.
After much confusion, we agree to 1 service call.
Coming.
And that leads us to today, where we learn that even the repairman is confused.
It's to the left. Can I just, sorry, which company are you?
Omega Appliance.
Okay, because I called Upper Beaches.
How do I get my information?
I don't know. So what do you mean, though?
I don't know how you do it. I'm the guy they sent.
Okay.
Okay?
So, because I also called Leslieville, and then I got a call yesterday.
That's me.
You're Leslieville?
No, I'm Omega Appliance.
You're Omega Appliance?
I don't know who they are.
Okay, because I don't know who you are.
Whatever, you want me to take a look?
Yes, please.
This same kind of confusion happens with Joseph Renault of Ajax, Ontario.
Hey, Joseph.
Hello.
How are ya?
Good, good.
When he needs to repair the oven in this rental unit he owns.
Okay, so here's the stove over here, and it's actually a problem with the bake element inside.
Joseph calls a company called Ajax Appliance Repair, a local business with great reviews.
At the time, they had 23 reviews, and all of them were 5-star. So I thought they must be pretty reliable.
But when the technician arrives, the simple repair becomes over $400.
In my head, I just thought this sounds like way too much.
Joseph asks for a written quote and is surprised to see it's not from Ajax Appliance Repair. It's from Omega Appliance.
What did you think about that?
I thought it was a little fishy. So then I went and did some searching on Omega Appliances, and it had very poor reviews.
When you saw all these complaints with Omega, what did you think?
I thought, honestly, it was unethical to advertise as a local company and use a different company's name.
All this makes us wonder, does Ajax Appliance Repair really even exist? We hop into our cars and go looking for answers. This looks like where we need to be.
Yeah, this looks like Westney Road here.
There's a Shoppers Drug Mart. It's like a clinic. Fast food on this side.
The address for Ajax Appliance Repair turns out to be this plaza.
Looks like just a plaza here.
Yeah, it doesn't look like there's any appliance company in here.
When we check the address for Upper Beaches Appliances, it turns out to be this clothing store. And Leslieville Appliances is another shopping mall. All of them lead back to Omega.
I'm locked out of my place.
If some of this is sounding familiar, it's because of a story we did last season on a company called FC Locksmith. We've learned that FC is owned by the same people who own Omega Appliance.
There it is. And that does not look like a locksmith company.
Does not look like a locksmith company.
No.
In that story, we discover dozens of fake locksmith locations on Google Maps, all linked to FC. After our story airs, all those fake locations are removed. But now we're finding fake appliance repair listings linked to FC's sister company, Omega. It's time to make a house call of our own to the headquarters of Omega Appliance.
We really would like to hear from the owners of this company. Looks like they just locked the door.
And insider tips on how to get the right fix. This is your marketplace. We're heading north of Toronto to Concord, Ontario, with questions for a key player in the appliance repair industry, a company called Omega Appliance.
Are you guys getting close to Concord?
Yeah, I'm pretty close right now.
It's a company owned by people we've already investigated for using fake Google listings and fake reviews in the locksmith industry.
Just call them, see if we can get them to come outside and talk to us.
We now know Omega controls a big chunk of the appliance repair market.
There it is.
Just like with locksmiths, customers think they're calling local companies. But all of those calls from across Canada end up inside this building, where agents dispatch technicians.
Omega headquarters is right around that corner. We're going to head over there and hopefully we can talk to one of the owners.
The owners of Omega are Aaron Gurvich and Eli Avnin. Last season, with locksmiths, they tell us they know very little about online advertising. But listen to Aaron now in this podcast.
Eli takes care of the advertising. Eli makes the phone ring. That's what he does. There's a lot more to it than just a good website being promoted. It's keywords and organic promotions and Google campaigns.
We try for weeks to get them to talk to us, but they decline. So we're here to ask one more time.
That's the office right there. Let's give them a call. Let's see if they'll come outside. Can I speak to Aaron Gurvich?
Oh, one moment. Yeah, the owner is not here at this moment. Can you please call on Monday?
Actually, we are right outside your office. Can you please let him know that CBC is here and we have some questions for him?
The minutes pass.
Looks like they just locked the door.
But the answer is still no.
You can write him an email if you want.
We really would like to hear from the owners of this company. We've got some serious questions.
We offered to keep waiting. A short time later,
yep,
a van speeds past.
There is no need for that.
But still, no sign of either owner.
The customer you have dialed is currently not available. Please try your call again later.
Interesting. Guess they're not taking any more calls. They shut off the phones.
Instead, we get a statement from their lawyer saying they don't think location matters when it comes to quality service, and they hire companies to do their online advertising, but don't know how it's done or the precise content.
The other player in all of this is Google. When we did our locksmith story, Google promised to crack down on fake listings. Now that we've exposed similar problems in the appliance repair industry, Google says they need to do some more fixing of their own.
Google tells us because of our investigation, they are auditing all appliance repair listings created in Canada and are already shutting down some fake listings. Meantime, here are some insider tips. Research your problem to see if there's an easy fix you can do yourself. If not, ask people you know to recommend a repair company. And when you call, give lots of details. They should be able to guesstimate the repair and the cost.
Repeat offenders exposed.
Will she go back to the same long-term care home?
No, absolutely not.
We have never seen a home charged criminally for what I think is criminal behavior.
Abuse caught on camera.
I couldn't believe what we saw.
How to fight for better care.